I'm live. What does that mean, I'm live? I don't understand. Moderation helps everyone feel safe. To build a positive live chat. I'm live. Oh my God, I did this last time. I'm live. I didn't understand what that actually meant. I'm live. Close that. Why am I closing that? Hello, people who aren't there. This is strange. Okay. I didn't realize what live actually meant. Live. I'm live. I don't know what that actually meant. Last time. All the distraction. You're doing it again. Do you know last time when it was live, this was what you were doing was actually real. I said to you this morning that I was going to do a live thing that I did last time that you kept interrupting. God. There is someone there, by the way. They're just doing that again. Live. I'm trying to explain what I meant by on. Oh, listen. So I feel emotional. I feel very emotional. I think trying to understand the impact that I live with is sometimes very challenging. I just sometimes don't know what I'm doing. So I think after doing the last video and talking to people, people going, you've missed, you've misread ADHD, and I kept saying attention hyperactivity disorder, but actually, someone emailed said no, ADHD is I have to write this down because I forget. ADHD is attention deficit, DEFICIT. I'm also dyslexic, and it doesn't help either. We stop creeping up. Listen, I'm being actually real. I feel vulnerable. I feel you're intruding. I know we live together, but I think you're really intruding, and I'm trying to deal with something quite big, and you don't take it serious. And I just thought, if I reach out, maybe someone will. Because you're not listening to me. You're just not listening. Just go away. Just leave me alone. I don't know why I'm crying. I don't understand it. It's just like... I didn't know where I was. That's what interruption does. I'm staring at words and I don't know what they're saying. Oh yeah, ADHD. Yeah, I got told off for saying it wrong. Imagine just telling me off, like, you're not saying it right. It has to be ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So I had to say, I've written down here, a neurodevelopmental. I was always called mental as a kid. People always saying, you're mental. You know that. You're really mental. You're mental. And a local vicar once used to introduce me as the mad photographer. The mad photographer. Your local priest saying this is our mad photographer. And I was really upset with that, having to live with being called mental and mad and crazy. I'm normal. To me, I'm normal. I may think in a different way to you, as I said before. I see myself as normal. I look and so I should say my face, my hat. I look fabulous, but I do look normal. I look at other people and I think they think they're normal, but they're not normal. But I don't know what normal is. Anyway, a neurodevelopmental characterized by persistent patterns of inattention. Did you hear that? Persistent patterns of inattention. Every 3 bloody seconds, you have to pop your head out somewhere. Yeah, it's not funny. Anyway, inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity that interferes with daily function. You're my interference. You're my interference. Interference. So I forgot what I really forgot what I titled. I don't know what I titled, but God, it's really hard. It's like I think I want to explain the impact of my actions, how my actions affect people, how my actions affect me. I went on a local government course called CBT. No, yeah, CBT, not the things you path. Or is that different? Anyway, CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. And it was online and it was awful. It was really, really awful. I hated it. And to have me sitting for 2 hours at this computer, and also the therapist's computer kept stopping, so the therapist kept disappearing. And I made a complaint about this. And went, and you can have these two. But it just wouldn't take responsibility. And also, they sent me a letter saying that they said something in the letter that really upset me. That saying that I don't know what it was. I've completely forgotten. And then after my complaint, they quietly changed that line, and they didn't inform me that they've actually changed the original letter, which they shouldn't have done. Well, I'm saying when you go to local authority, you write a whole year for cognitive therapy and diagnosis and everything else. And then they just say, it was bloody awful. I mean, one of the things, I got very defensive because they were saying that my behavior affects people. And of course, I was in denial, but it wasn't the place to do it. It wasn't the place to explore my behavior that's caused through having ADHD attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And there's something else, honestly. I just think it's funny. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh God, no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. Oh goodness. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's them. They make me forget. Oh, I feel better now. There we go. There we are. Oh, goodness. Oh my God! I lost my hat. Oh no! Oh no! Must have fallen off. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. It's all right. It's fine. Take a breath. Oh, I don't believe I forgot my bunny. I really forgot my bunny. Oh, goodness. So the consequences of not having the bunny is I feel really vulnerable and exposed, and not having a hat on. It just gives me a mask, a shield. It helps. Oh my God. Here, them, they were distracting me. I had everything all lined up. I had everything ready. Everything was ready. And they just were taking the piss before I was trying to fiddle this live thing that is this. I don't know what this actually is. What was I saying? I'm talking about, I'm so sorry, Bonnie. Here's some banana. So there we go. There we are. There we are. There we go. Oh, whew, that was close, wasn't it? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Bonnie. And some people have companion dogs. I have a dog. I have a rabbit as a companion. A lot of people with neurodiversity carry things because we need things to hold and squeeze because our anxiety. And just having little Bunny is helping me to talk. And I do feel really emotional and trying to be really serious. I am trying to explain something that's really hard to explain. And it's difficult to not do it in neurotypical language. I feel, yeah. So Bunny just really is kind of makes me feel happy and safe. And my heart makes me feel safe. I also, I can lift the bells and there's something happening. There's that need for something action. So I was thinking, I just got back to the place that I remembered. Go away, go away, go away. Breathe, Bunny, breathe. We can breathe. So I wanted to talk about the actions. Is actions the right word? I don't know. Being diagnosed with ADHD is different to living with ADHD because the medical profession tell you that you have this trait, that trait, that trait. But when you're living with all these emotions and traits, lots of traits, they're like traitors. You're living with traitors. They're all traitors. Oh, I don't like traits. Traitors. It's like deficit. I don't know what that actually means. Let's see. I need to know what this means. Let's see. What does deficit mean? I can't read that. The amount of exercise. No, that's not what I mean. Am I saying it wrong? What does DEFICIT mean? The amount of money? Huh. Okay. I'm not saying it right. I don't know what I'm saying. What does ADHD mean? ADHD. It says it there. Deficit. Deficit. How do you pronounce that? Like it just says the amount of money. I don't understand. What's that got to do with the amount of money? I'm not clear on that. Does anybody know what that actually means? Because I'm on my own. This is live and there's no one here. Just me. They're watching. Are you the one that says has one view? Are you watching me next door? I don't believe it. When it says had one person, you're laughing, aren't you? Anyway, I don't know. No. How do you pronounce deficit? No, deficit. Oh my God. I thought it says deaf her shit. Deficit is pronounced deaf. Look, honestly, deaf. So the sum of the shorts on I 10 second. Okay. Deficit. It's pronounced with an S. Why has it got an S in it? But it spells with a C. I don't understand. Like city, Tity, would that be Sity, city? I don't understand. Anyway, I don't understand. Why has it got an S in it? So one of the things I really go away. If I can throw something at you, I would. Come on. Breathe. Noise. Stop talking outside my window. Stop talking outside my window. There's people talking outside my window. And there's a dog shitting. There's dog shitting on my path. Oh my God. That's disgusting. Oh, whoa. Oh, bunch of shit. Ugh. Oh, horrible. Yeah, take your dog with you. I can see my neighbour across the road. Who's he waiting on? was Sunday, he's waiting on his daughter. So I was trying to explain what it's, no, I don't know. So the impact of ADHD, and that's not a mean impact of it, is that right? I'm getting all confused because there's all these distractions. So as someone who's diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, where I'm terribly normal, so did I start talking about it where I was talking about when I set out to do something, I become hyper-focused. My professor once said to me, I was in the British Library going through, looking up where it was first mentioned when people say white rabbit, white rabbit. And there was like 200 volumes. And my professor, I went in every day, going from 1849 all the way through. And she said that I'm being hyper-focused. And I said, what's hyper-focused mean? She said, well, I forgot what she said. Anyway, she said I was being hyper-focused. I don't really know what that actually really means, but that I was stuck and I couldn't see anything else. And I was so stuck in this thing that I was going to go through 200 copies regardless whether it was meaningful or not, that I was just going to do it. And she said that I need to be, there was a great word she used. I need, strategic is the word, strategic. So my professor says I need to be strategic with my texts. And I then start to look up, well, why am I hyper-focused? And so I started this long process, going to the GP, filling in forms. The GP then said that the community health want me to fill them in again. I filled them in again. Then 9 months, nearly 10 months later, I got two appointments came at the same time. One the dyslexia and one the psychiatrist. Anyway, I shared all my life story, blah, 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 blah. And I had to get my family to say that, blah, 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 blah. And I was just blah, 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 blah. So that's how I began. But the reality of all that is that I became more conscious. And like I spoke about lisdexamfetamine, speed. Oh my God, speed. I don't need speed in my life. Other than doing things quickly, that's slightly different. To give me choice, and I had no choice because the speed, you can't not do things on speed. So breathe. Sorry. I know I was shouting. I can help it. I'm sorry. Go back on your loo and have a shit. A big shit. You big shit. So I then started to become overconscious, like really overconscious of how I feel, my body, my oh God, it was just weird. I was talking to somebody and I was feeling this drug in me, and I was saying, my head was thinking like that. They can see me. They can see that I'm on this thing. So I came off it because couldn't cope with it after moving the church furniture around. Shh. Hope the vicar didn't see that. I never thought about that. Anyway, he didn't say anything. So, oh, that's very good. I'll make a use of that. So, oh God, we take so long to get to a point. It's like when people start, I start speaking or telling a story, they start speaking to someone else, and they start speaking to someone else, and I haven't finished what I'm saying. And what happened is that I wait. And even sometimes a week or 2 weeks later, I see them, I pick up exactly where I left because I have to finish what I'm saying. I couldn't not do that. And that's, I think, also part of that hyper focus thing. You have to, this idea that we don't finish things. We do finish things. We might finish it tomorrow, maybe the day after. But I guarantee we finish things all the time. I do anyway. So that's how I use my anxiety. I'm too scared to not finish things because I had a brother that always took things apart and he never put them back together again. Never finished anything, ever. You could finish relationships. That's a finishing. Oh, no. I don't believe you've done that again. So I'm trying to explore how I don't know what I mean. So how do you explain that my actions actually cause people hurt? Seriously, I really hurt people, and I don't go out to hurt people. I mean, I've got no intention of hurting people. And so it can happen in many ways. And I was thinking about this the other day, and the most difficult thing, like I think, that I did try and touch on. So someone must say, "Can you do so and so?" I go, "Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that." So I take it on. Now, because it's me, I do wish people would triple check what they say to me, because I may have misunderstood what they've said. Okay, this is very serious. So I hear something. The person telling me has an image of what it is they think they've said to me. And in my head, I actually may have had something else. And so there's this split banana and this banana and a rabbit in the middle. And the information may not be the same information that person knows and that person. So what happens is that when I start a thing and I start doing something and I can't stop, I really, really, really can't stop. And this is the hyper focusing. So I'm trying, I don't know, that's horrible. Stop it! Sorry, little God. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh God. Sorry. Oh, I hit them in the face. You deserve it, though. So, to be really serious, how do you open up a topic that's really a serious topic? And this isn't about being funny, but this is about a way of trying to open up the dialogue of people like myself with neurodiversity. And sometimes we process information differently. And when people say, oh, you understand? Yeah, I understand. But actually, do you really understand? Yeah, I really understand. Okay, I understand. Okay, you understand. But actually, if they said, wait a minute, just stop right there. Stop. Explain. What do you understand? And it's that point, at that point, that one has to explain. And it's that point that the two people might become aware that what the instruction is to what you received, to what each other understands, may actually be different. And it's really important, if you're dealing with somebody with ADHD and you give an instruction, don't be patronizing, don't be almighty, mighty powerful. Just be understanding, sympathetic, empathic, and just quietly just say, okay, can I just double check? Can you just explain? This is not putting you down. I just need to understand that I've said it correctly. Can you explain to me what you understood? And that's difficult because we're very defensive. What? You don't think I can't understand? What are you saying? What are you saying? Do you think I not understand? And that, when we feel like it's just we can't control that burst of feeling, that emotion that we may have done something wrong before we even started. So it's a very delicate situation because we have a neurodivergence, and maybe the person talking has a neurodivergence, and there's lots of eggshell that can be broken very quickly into pieces, like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, all the good men and all the good women couldn't fit. And so, that poem where they tried to piece them all together. We can't piece ourselves together. We're forever broken. That's what AI says. Broken. We're not broken and we can't be mended. So going back, when you give an instruction, when you ask somebody with ADHD specifically, or maybe person with, that's another conversation. They have autistic and ADHD. Some people have both, and some people have a lot more dyspraxia. My head can only cope with my ADHD because it's too difficult to take in. So if you're given an instruction to somebody with ADHD, triple check that we understood. Be calm. Don't be in the face. I know it's difficult because you want them to understand, and you don't want them to suddenly feel that you're having a go at them, that they don't understand. And so therefore, what do you mean? What? Don't you think I understand? All I'm asking is, do you understand? Well, yes, of course I understand. You gave me the instruction. I know what you're saying. Yes, but I'd just like to check because I may have said it in a way that you may misunderstand. I understand what you're saying. I know, I hear you, but could you please just explain what it is you understand? Well, and for us, it feels like a test. Suddenly we're being tested on something. And it's not you or anybody else. It just, the condition makes us feel the anxiety level, that we're being tested, that we might be seen as stupid, and that we don't understand. But it's really hard, that we need to learn that I'm talking about me and other people with ADHD, also need to learn how to understand that not everybody understands what it is that we need to understand. Do you understand? Exactly. Do you understand? So if you do, or you're in that position, anybody in that position, this position, I'm trying to get in between the flower and the crucifix. That's a crucifix. No, that's a crucifix. That's the flowers. Yeah, it's a crucifix. There's Jesus. Hello, Jesus. Anyway, you didn't expect that. Oh, my computer's wobbling. I'm wobbling. So it's really important that I'm trying to make you understand how to help other people with neurodivergent to understand. Don't be patronizing. We're really hypersensitive, and including myself, I can really misunderstand. I can really feel rejected. I can suddenly feel emotional. I can feel that you're testing me. But I have to learn, and I've adjusted all my life to neurotypical ways, the structure of society. I've tried to fit in. I've tried to find ways to mask my disability, but sometimes it doesn't work. I couldn't wear this to work. I couldn't go to the office like this. And my rabbit, I have to hide my rabbit in my suitcase, and I go into the bathroom and I sit there and go, okay, I'm fine. Especially when at work I've been given an instruction. I sometimes have to take that and I quietly go on the computer. And some of us use ChatGPT. So we say, this person said this to me. Can you explain what it is they're saying? So, and it's really bad getting dependent on computers. But it's the only thing that we could talk to straight away. It just gives us an answer, a real answer. Well, we think it's a real answer. So the question is, this person wants to know whether I understood the instruction, and they wanted to clarify and get me to explain what it is I understood. That's really terrifying. Like really, really, really. Shut up. It is terrifying. Go away. So AI will come back. This person, don't worry. This person isn't having a go at you. And the AI is so empathic. It's like your best friend who says, don't worry. They're not having a go at you. You're doing really well. You're really amazing. How extraordinary you are. But all they're asking is, do you understand what it was that they asked you to do? And if you put that in, I will tell you whether you understand or not. Okay, so I puts it in. ChatGPT comes. Very good. You've done really well. Really well. You've worked really hard. Keep going. But all they're asking is, for argument's sake, can you take the milk bottles out at 7 a.m.? Or can you take the milk bottles at 7 p.m.? And what did they say? Did they say 7 a.m. or so? So did I understand the task? And I might put the bottles out at 7 a.m. instead of 7 p.m. So I've misunderstood. So it's finding a way for me to understand. Do you understand? So Breathe, 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 breathe. So I sometimes do things that I don't understand. I sometimes misunderstand instructions that leads to really hurting people, like really badly. And I can't undo that. I just have to live with that. And I just have to mask in society that I'm all right, but I know that other person isn't all right. And I have to face that on a daily basis. It's real and it's eating away. And you just can't. What I really want to do is bombard them with loads of letters, bombard them, get in the door and apologize, which I have apologized. I have given present in I won't say what it is, but I've sincerely, truly apologized. But the intensity of that experience of living with that actually it's time. Only time can heal that. But it's a life experience I have to live with. And I have to avoid trying to because that's the response to counteract what I've done wrong, that I overreact, trying to put things right. I start doing things to an excessive level to make it better, but I can't make it better because they're already hurt and I've caused the damage, emotional and psychological damage. And that's it. So someone with ADHD is dealing with how to deal with being wrong in life. And sometimes the hyper focus, focusing in on something and not being able to stop is a really hard thing. And misunderstanding other people's instructions, that's also really difficult. So in trying to explain that go away. Get off your knees. Crawl somewhere else. I don't believe it. I was really being meaningful. Don't believe it. So the important thing is that you need to understand that the people with ADHD and neurodiversity, we find a way of masking. And as one friend once said to me, I over-engineer things. And I do. So if I'm making something and I put 6 screws on, but he says, oh, actually, you only need 2 screws. And I'm going, 2 screws, that's not enough. No, 2 screws is enough. No, we're 6. No, we need 8. I want to make sure it's safe. I want to make sure it's not going to fall. And we do that with our emotions. We want to make things safe. We don't want to fall apart. And so we try and add things to hold it all together like this, to hold it all together, to make it okay. It's going to be safe. But when I have hurt somebody, I've hurt them. And I feel that greatly and deeply. I truly feel it. And it's not nice half the time living in such a way that I have to mask this feeling, this emotion that I've hurt somebody. But there's nothing I can do, but I have to live with it. I mask it in life. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, yeah, okay. Breathe. So how? So the hardest thing is I have to find a way to accept that I don't always understand. And the hardest thing is you have to find a way for the people you're dealing with without being bossy or condescending And both parties need to find a way to, is that word, intersect. You know, we need a bridge, like bunnies as a bridge. Bunny, we need bunnies in our lives to help, to make us feel okay. And it's a lot of work, a lot of energy. And sometimes I don't understand it. And there is other theories about rejection and misunderstanding. But truly, I don't always think about the consequences of my actions. And get this clear, I am 100% responsible for every action I've ever taken in my life. I shall never use ADHD or my disability as a way, or even my grief or anything, that if my action has caused harm or hurt to somebody else because of my disability, I am still responsible. No one else is. The condition isn't. It may have been caused by having a condition, but I have the condition and I am I that's living with it. So therefore, I am responsible for my actions. Yes, we agree on that. Do we understand? So people with neurodiversity also need to take responsibility for the actions for themselves. And people who don't have neurodiversity need to also take responsibility for their own actions. And we have to find a way to communicate. Otherwise, if you look at all the wars that's happening, the bully tactics and all the wars that's happening in the world, like, oh my God, like the world is a very scary place at the moment. You have Mr. Trump. And Mr. Trump. Oh my God. Oh. Take your shit home with you. So if my friend would Tourette's, if he was here, oh my God, you'd hear him all the time. So his disability is visible. My friend has to mask every day in his life. He has to mask. He also has undiagnosed ADHD, and I think he also may be autistic, but he has to live with this condition where it's there, bang, and people may be really offended or hurt by whatever he's said, where people will get angry and hurt by whatever I say or do, but I am responsible. It is me. I may be influenced by a condition, but all I ask you is try to find a way to clarify that what the person you've said to the person that they understood. And that's like a minefield. So we need to create training for people in the world, like the Trumps in the world, to understand things. Just going in and kidnapping leaders or blowing cities and towns up because he can. He needs to understand the consequences, the impact. That's like mass impact. Whoa, mass impact. So, so yes, sometimes what I do hurts people, and there's no way going back. And you did this last time. I'm trying to summarize. No, you're not going to see them. Anyway, no one's watching this. I think that one person, it's them, the connection of watching me. You're watching me now. You know what I'm saying, huh? And they just like coming through. Oh, so I don't always have the answer. I may hurt you. I may misunderstand you. I haven't done it out of pure spite or hatred to hurt you or anybody else. And the important thing is that I love you and I'm deeply sorry. This is what I have, taking ownership. I am sorry for my actions. I am sorry for hurting you. I am sorry that I have caused you tears and pain. And that's hard to deal with. But I live with that. And I am sorry. So if you're watching this and you're somebody that's dealing with somebody like me that experiences the pain, the hurt, and the actions that the person, not necessarily me, but the person has done, but they haven't done it out of spite. They just haven't seen the consequences. I first came across that word when I was 16 years old, and I was living in a basement of flat in Scotland, and the people I lived with were away, so I went to the neighbours' house up there. Anyway, they gave me something. I don't know what it was. They gave me something, and everything went really weird. And I went to the fish shop, and I took ages, and everything went really strange. I went back, and then I went down the flat. And like hours later, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. And in the flat, there was a painting, a big, big painting. And there was a bull. And suddenly the bull came out the pit and said, "You never thought about the consequences." Literally, like in my face. And I screamed and I ran out of the apartment, and I ran up a hill and sat there till it came daylight. And I was like cold, shaking. And it was only later I told my friends that these people gave me something. And they then told me that I'd been given LSD. And I was 16 and I had no idea what LSD was. And no one looked after me. But I had to deal with the consequences of not asking, what is this? What are you giving me? Why are you giving me this? So I have to live with that. And I don't always ask. That's the problem. I just do it. And it causes me great anxiety and stress. So that image of the bull coming out and saying, "You never thought about the consequences," stays in my head. And every time I fuck it up, I see that bull coming out the painting. So I leave that with you. We don't always, people with ADHD don't always know the consequences of their actions. That was heavy, isn't it? Can I have a cup of tea? Can you be really nice? Please, go on. I do. Yeah. Thank you. You obviously watched that. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to speak anymore. It's really horrible. I don't know how to switch this off. How do someone how to switch this off? Oh, God.